Long, long ago, in the heavens above, there lived a gentle goddess who governed the blooming of spring. People on earth called her the flower goddess. She would arrive with the first breeze of spring, cloaked in drifting petals, and step gracefully into the mortal world. Every year, on the second day of the second lunar month, she would descend from the clouds, lightly touch the branches, and awaken the sleeping earth. Peach and plum trees blossomed, grasses turned green, and the world came alive. Back then, people truly saw her. She wandered through misty fields at dawn. When she passed by old farmers, bent over their plows, she would quietly wave her sleeve. The cracked soil softened beneath their feet. The young wheat lifted its head, as if listening. Children loved to chase after her, laughing. She'd pluck a flower from her hair and turn it into a kite, a butterfly, or a bouncing blossom ball, filling the fields with their delighted laughter. Sometimes, she sat by the creek, washing her hands. Ripples and floral reflections danced across the water. Village youths would stop and stare at her reflection, spellbound. Just as a flower bloomed in their hearts, she would vanish with the wind, gone, before they could ask her name. But she never stayed long. On the day of Mangzong, grain in ear, she was bound to return to the heavens. For after that day, spring flowers wither, barley begins to ripen. A new season begins. Her duty is fulfilled. Yet that one year, the earth was parched. No rain came. The fields cracked open. Creeks ran dry. An old farmer looked at the yellowing leaves and whispered, choking on his words, "If it doesn't rain soon, we won't make it this year." The flower goddess stood quietly at the edge of the field, listening. She saw the wheat bowing, as if in sorrow. She heard children coughing at night, crying in hunger, and she could not bear to leave. That day was Mangzong. The heavenly palace summoned her 3 times, but she refused. She knelt beneath the skies and prayed for rain. She poured all her divine power into a gentle rain. For 3 nights it fell, soft and steady. The land drank it. The wheat stood tall. Hope returned to the hearts of the people, but she had defied the heavenly law. The Jade Emperor, furious, stripped her of her divinity. 12 bolts of heavenly lightning struck her down, destroying her form. Only a fragment of her soul remained, drifting forever through the fields and waters. She could no longer appear in human form, but with what little spirit she had left, she still summoned the flowers each spring. From that year on, no one ever saw her again. But they remembered. That year, after the drought was broken, strange flowers bloomed overnight across the fields. Their scent filled the air. Petals drifted with the wind, as if she had walked past once more. Some said they saw her in dreams, a worn and weary woman, walking through twilight fields. She was no longer radiant, just quietly placing a petal into the dreamer's palm. Since then, every year on Mangzong, people light incense and sit silently at the edge of their fields, not to worship the gods, but to remember the gentle spirit who once gave them rain. They hope, just once more, to see her again. In the countryside, people still whisper, if on the night of grain in ear, a flower lands on your shoulder, it means she came. She's blessing you with good harvests and a life touched by kindness. And in the golden fields, under the rising smoke of evening kitchens, someone always says softly, "Look, it's her, the flower goddess. She'll come again next year, won't she?"